veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
All right, how's everybody doing? It's Dr. Imfan Akpan, and I'm excited to be here with you. And you hear this quite a bit. This is an exciting time. I really think we are living in an exciting time, especially when we talk about the technology, when we talk about the way things are changing. And I just hope everyone is just grabbing on to a piece of it, just following it, tagging along with it. What is interesting, Anthropic launched the Claude Sonnet 3.5. That's been all on my YouTube feed. And I joined the bandwagon. I said, let me make a video about it. And it is interesting to look at, particularly one point when you look at the performance as well as when you look at the pricing. So I think that's something that's very interesting to look at. And I want to talk about something that I was mentioning in the last video, and I've really been thinking about is the AGI. Do we already have AGI? What is AGI? How do we define it, right? And I started looking at education, attainment, statistics for the US, literacy rate. So looking at, a majority of the people in the US read at a 6th grade reading level, which I think is very interesting. So if we're talking about AGI and artificial intelligence being smarter than the smartest human, I mean, what percentage of people is that really? When we talk about graduate students, the majority of people do not have bachelor's degrees in the US. And so it's even a smaller percentage of graduate degrees, even smaller percentage of individuals with PhDs. So I think that is something that's very interesting to talk about. So let's get into it. And I'm going to, this is a wild card. Let's get into this. So I'm here on the Anthropic website or their blog. And, we've got the announcement. This came out yesterday, introducing Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is great. And this is their first release for the 3.5 model family. So they're raising the bar. They're pushing things forward. And it says that it does outperform competitor models and the Claude 3 Opus in a wide range of evaluations and speed. And this is something that we look at as well because, we're spoiled. We're so used to using ChatGPT and other models and how fast it's running. And we're so used to the things that we have. And if you think about it, 18 months ago, or a little over 18 months ago, a lot of what we're using now did not exist. So it's I think very important to just take a moment and appreciate what we have right now. So you've got $3 per million input, $15 per million output. It's supposed to be 2 times faster. And then here's the benchmarks for this graduate level reasoning, undergraduate level knowledge, code proficiency. So looking at this, it's saying that um, Claude 3.5 Sonnet is twice the speed of Claude 3, and it's price effective. So I think that's interesting. Um, it said that it solves 64% of problems, outperforming Claude 3 Opus, which solved 38%. So I thought this is interesting. And you see that code basing, open source code base, given a natural language description of the desired improvement. Now, one thing, well, it says here that Claude 3.5 can independently write, edit, and execute code with sophisticated reasoning and troubleshooting capabilities. It handles code translations with ease, making it particularly effective for updating legacy applications and migrating code base. So it's better at doing code. So I think that's interesting. And when we go here and look at these benchmarks, when we look at this graduate level reasoning, you see Claude Sonnet is at 59.4%. Opus is at 50.4, and then the original, the OG, a GPT 4.0 is at 53.6%, and this is at zero shot, and COT is chain of thought. So this is a type of prompting. A zero shot or naive prompting is where you give it one example, and then you're asking it to you're performing chain of thought with one example. So these are prompting techniques. Now, if you see, there's a little asterisk there, and this, I don't know, this can be a little misleading because it says that Claude 3.5 Sonnet scores 67.2% on 5-shot chain of thought GPQA with, I don't know what that Maj at 32, but I do know 5-shot, when you see the 5-shot prompt, so you're giving it 5 examples, so it performs better. Great. Here's the thing that I say is a little misleading. We don't have the stats for Claude 3 or GPT 4.0 or Gemini 1.5 Pro or Llama. So we don't have any of those stats as well when it comes to that graduate reasoning. So that's a little tough. I mean, is that good? Is it bad? I mean, it's a bigger number than what we've got here. But we don't, and what I mean by that is, okay, with that 5-shot COT, the Claude 3.5 Sonnet, okay, is 67.2%. Do we know that GPT 4.0 will come out at 80%? We don't know that with a 5-shot. Is GPT 4.0 better when you give it more examples or you intensify the prompting? We don't know. Could be the same thing for Claude 3. So I think that's a little misleading. Now, the key thing here, there is improvement. So if you're comparing apples to apples, graduate level reasoning, okay, Claude 3.5 has got it. It does better than GPT 4.0. Same thing when we get down here and we're looking at undergraduate level knowledge. Now you notice, again, you see this. It's got 5-shot, 0-shot chain of thought. So we go down here, it says scores 90.4% on MMLU with 5-shot chain of thought prompting. Okay, great. So if you intensify the prompting to 5-shot, it does even better. However, We're not seeing the numbers for Claude 3, and we're not seeing the numbers for GPT 4.0. And if you notice, that number for that 5-shot on the 4.0, it's not there, right? So we got the 5-shot for Gemini 1.5 and the 86.1. So it's really, I don't want to say misleading, but it's interesting to see something like this where that's missing. And this tells you, or at least it tells me, okay, you've got to have some more sophisticated prompting on this, and at least with this undergraduate level. So you got to have 5-shot prompting just to get it to match up to GPT 4.0. So I hope everybody catches that. So with GPT 4.0, you're just putting in the question and it's getting the answer 88.7%. With this, you got to give it 5 examples and then it'll get up to 88.7. So does that mean, okay, that when it comes to undergraduate level knowledge, so, bachelor's level knowledge, that GPT 4.0 is smarter, and then when it comes to graduate level reasoning, Claude 3.5 is has got an edge on the 4.0. Hey, it's looking like that. So it's toe to toe. So you got to prompt this more to get more out of that. And again, we look at the code. So 92%, 84.9% Claude 3, and then 90.2% for zero shot with 4.0. Wonder what the margin of error is on this, right? So it's 2%, but I'll give it. Multilingual math, 91.6. And this is all zero shot. And if you look at Gemini 1.5 Pro, it's 8-shot just to get up to 87.5. So you got to really prompt it to get it to work on par with GPT 4.0 and then the Claude 3 Opus and 3.5 Sonnet. Reasoning over text, 87, 83. These are all 3 shots. Variable shots, I don't know this term. I don't know how many shots that is for variable shots. And then we've got mixed evaluation, 93.1 for the 3-shot chain of thought, 86.8 3-shot. Okay. And it looks like Gemini Pro is holding up 89.2, and then you've got Llama. With the math, we've got, so GPT 4.0 is zero shot is at 76.6, and then you've got the Claude 3.5 Sonnet at 71.1. So obviously they're giving that to GPT 4.0, and then grade school math 96.4. You don't have anything there for GPT 4.0, and then you got the others at 90 something. So that's interesting there. You don't have anything there. So why I think this is important to look at and to talk about. One thing you notice, it's like we're battling with little leaps. So we're getting higher and higher and better, which is a great thing, right? So you're seeing improvements. And one thing you notice, okay, in this graduate level, we're at about 60%. But if you look at everything else, okay, you're in the close to 90, 87, 93. The math problem solved 71. So we're moving upwards, right? And if you go to 4.0, it's at 76%. So things are improving, which is a great thing. The models are getting better, which means the technology is getting better. things are pushing forward. And again, going back to what I was saying really last week and what I'm talking about now, when you think about this, graduate level reading, okay, it's got 50, 60% on graduate level reading. Think about it. Around 20% of the US population has a graduate degree, right? And then you have to think about what domains is it looking at? Is it looking at graduate level physics, statistics, English? What levels? Then you have to think about when it's looking at the undergraduate level, the majority of people in the US do not have an undergraduate degree, right? So the majority do not. It's somewhere around 40 something percent. So the majority of people do not have an undergraduate degree. So if this is working very well at the undergraduate level, is it really better than the average person? Because if you think about it, most people do not have an undergraduate degree. You think about the reading levels, and that's very interesting to think about. So is it already at AGI? So that made me think, when you hear so many individuals are so confident we're going to be close to AGI, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Is it already here in some sense? Or we're just not defining it as such? I think that is an interesting point to make and something to think about. So let's look at this other part here. So these are the models that Claude has now. So they've got the Haiku, which is their fastest model. This is Sonic. So this is the in-between. So this is the one that's been updated. Then they've got Opus, which is their highest performing model. And we looked at that, what the difference was between the two. So this is some of the other info that's on their blog site. So this is interesting. I think it's very interesting. Definitely the AI race is heating up. So we're definitely seeing more and more. And we're already June, so I know more is to come, especially if Claude is releasing a new model. I'm sure there's more to come. Ilya Sutskever, his new company, definitely I'm going to talk about that. So it is a great time. Love to hear what you think in the comments. What are your thoughts, concerns? Do you think this is a great thing? Do you think this is just horrible? I am really interested to know. Always, thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe and you follow so you can continue to get notifications.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, 'cause I came